Welcome back, everyone. President Obama has appointed more than 30 czars since taking office in January. One of his advisors, Van Jones, resigned after controversy over statements he made and groups he was affiliated with. Now many saying that is proof the American people do not know enough about who is running the government, and these czars need to be confirmed. Senator Kay Bailey Hutchison of Texas is one of those, and she joins me live from Dallas this morning. Good morning to you, Senator.
Good morning, Gretchen.
You wrote a very interesting op-ed about this exact topic, the czars, and what we don't know about them. And one of the most interesting points in your article points to Van Jones and the fact that he, in fact, had to resign. But what does that mean about the other czars that we know nothing about? And your thoughts are?
Well, it's really unprecedented that a president would have 32 in the first 8 months of office. Other presidents have used czars when there is a particular crisis or an area that needs to be addressed, and the cabinet secretary or undersecretary who is confirmed by Congress doesn't really have the time to focus on that, such as Katrina recovery, that sort of person. But 32 means that Congress does not have the ability to confirm or look into background, and that's why the upheaval happened with Van Jones, because we did start learning things about what he had said and petitions that he had signed, and people became alarmed that he was so out of the mainstream, and we would have no ability to really have our role in advise and consent for key policymakers in the administration.
Right, and that's the whole point of a confirmation process, and that's why secretaries need to go through that confirmation process. I mean, how many times have we found out that people haven't paid their taxes, things like that? Some would argue much less violations than some of the things that Van Jones was accused of. But let me ask you how it plays out with the job that you're trying to do as senator, because you write in this article, you're the senior Republican on the Senate Committee on Commerce, Science, and Transportation, and according to you, 10 to 32 of these czars could have authority over your own committee, but you don't really know in what way.
That's exactly right. You don't know whether they are doing things that the secretaries that we have confirmed are supposed to be doing. And who is in charge of these? Is it the secretaries in some case, like some of the foreign affairs czars? But on the other hand, sometimes they're in the White House, and we don't have access. And I respect the executive privilege if someone is a White House staff person. But when they are making policy that a secretary should be making, that's when it crosses the line. And, you know, the genius, Gretchen, of our Constitution is the balance of powers. It is that the executive can be checked by the Congress, and Congress can be checked by the president.
I don't have a lot of time, Senator, but I want to ask you this last question. Do you believe that there would be any truth in the president appointing this many czars because he did have some problems with getting some of his people confirmed when he went through that process?
Well, that could be one reason that he is putting people in places where they do not have access by Congress. And I think that we just need to really pull back here. You know, Robert Byrd, the senior senator from West Virginia, wrote a letter to the president and said, put these people out for confirmation.
Right.
Let's learn about them and find out exactly what their role is going to be, and let's draw a line here.
Right. Robert Byrd, by the way, a Democrat, a long-serving Democrat. Senator Kay Bailey Hutchison, a Republican who's also running for governor in the state of Texas. You're calling for the exact same thing to happen. Thank you for being my guest this morning.
Thank you, Gretchen.